So welcome. Happy Friday. Just coming to that comfortable seated position, maybe sitting up on a block or a cushion. And then just seeing if you can cross one leg in front of the other. If that's not the most comfortable, you can maybe just extend the legs a little, but just see how that feels on the knees. And then just bring the hands to the knees if you are cross-legged, and just kind of circle the body just in a little slow, gentle motion in one direction. And then just close the eyes as you begin to do that. And then you'll take the circles also in the opposite direction, but just real slow, gentle. It's more of a beautiful rocking sensation. Just noticing the hips, hip joints, hip flexors, sits bones as they connect to the earth. And then just eventually allow the body to come to stillness. And then you should land in nice, tall, strong lengthening through the spine. Just noticing the breath, the hands, softness of the jaw. Just noticing the space between the eyebrows, the temples. Just noticing the shoulders. Just allow them to drop down towards your hips. Just feel more of a lengthening through the crown of the head, lengthening the neck, side body. Inhale. And just exhale all of the breath out, just surrendering into this moment, trusting whatever is. Full deep breath in, filling the lungs, belly rises, chest expands on the breath in. Crown length. As you exhale the breath, feel that sense of softness, of release. Just take 5 more conscious breaths, just witnessing the breath through both nostrils, cool air and a warm air. Just counting them on your own, slowly, without rushing. When you do complete 5 rounds of breath, just press the palms together into the center of the chest. Just taking a moment here just to tune into your heartbeat, to set a sankalpa, an intention for your practice for this day. And then just gently rub the hands together, getting a little energy and heat into the hands. And we're just going to reach the arms all the way up. So you're just going to release them up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale your breath, make a fist and bring the elbows towards the hips. So we're just going to inhale, exhale, exhale. So just building a little heat and energy in the body. And then just start to add the breath, almost like forceful breath out through the nose. And just keep that going. So that's a Kriya. We're just building heat and energy in the body. Breathing in, breathing out. Notice the heat, the fire that we're igniting in the body. Just going to do that for another 30 seconds. It's a real forceful breath out through the nose. Just 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just releasing the hands towards the knees. Just close the eyes for a moment and you should feel the energy, the heat, the fire in the body. Notice the tingling perhaps in the hands, the heat, the agni. And then blink the eyes open, circle the arms all the way up. Just interlace the fingers at the top, press the palms up, and see if you can straighten the arms, but draw the belly in so you're not arching through the spine. And then see if you can move the arm bones just back a little behind the ears. Notice how the shoulders are feeling this morning. And then just take a little sway from side to side, just gently noticing the movement. And then just take a little circle or a semicircle forward, back. Kind of semicircling, noticing any creaks and clicks in the body. And then maybe explore a full circle as best you can in this position with the arms. And then we'll come back to center, cross the legs in the opposite direction and take a twist over to the right. It's a nice easy twist. If you're sitting on something, you can maybe remove it now. And just notice the chin moving to the back shoulder, crown lengthening, belly drawing in. Exhale the breath, just rotate a little more behind you. Take 3 more breaths, anchoring down through both sits bones, crown lifts. And exhaling the breath, chin moves to the back shoulder, belly draws in. Maybe there's a couple more breaths, 1 more breath maybe. And then you'll come back to center, inhaling. And then just exhaling straight on over to the opposite side. Use the back hand to support you, lengthen the spine, breath in. Belly draws in, exhale, chin to the back shoulder. Also use the hand that's on the opposite knee to kind of press you around a little more. Rather than just turning the head, feel the rotation through the spine. Lengthening in breath, belly draws in, Uddiyana Bandha. Keep it zipped in, exhale the breath. 1 more breath. And then just come back to center, bring the hands to the knees, lean on back. And then just dive the chest forward, lift the chest, chin, and then roll through the spine back again. So we're just rolling the spine forward, up and around. Again, noticing that upper back area, that little squeeze behind the shoulder blades as you lift. And then take it in the opposite direction. So start lifted, chest to the earth, rounding through the spine, chin to throat. There's that arch as you come forward. Belly draws in. And then from here, just extend the right leg forward, bring the sole of the left foot in. Shift the hips back a little, reach the arms up. Just exhale, folding gently over that right leg, taking a few deep breaths here. Just rolling the ribs to the inner thigh, a little forehead towards the shin. Just breathing in and breathing out. And then just gently rising up, sweep the arms all the way up, switch the legs without using the hands, maybe shift the hips back a little, find length on an in-breath, and then just gently lean forward on your out-breath. Noticing the backs of the legs. Just find the right ribs, roll them into the inner left thigh, folding directly over the thigh as you breathe in and out. Soft, gentle, smooth, loving breath. And then gently reach the arms all the way up. Bring the soles of the feet together. We'll just come into a nice easy butterfly pose. Hands will come to the ankles, lift the chest. Then bring the elbows to the knees. Pressing them away as you pull your chest forward. Inhale. As you exhale, maybe bow the chest towards the feet. And just pulse a little inhale, lifting the chest. As you exhale, maybe the elbows press the knees a little more. And 1 more breath. And exhale. Slowly rise on up. Cross the ankles. Either come forward or move the feet around. And then just come straight into downward facing dog. Just allow there to be a gentle pedal out through your feet. And feeling more and more through the backs of the legs again. Calves, hamstrings, heels as they descend. Press the hands firmly into the earth. Have a look at the middle fingers. Allow them to point forward. Heel of the hands connect. Belly zips in. Feet are hip distance apart. Means basically 1 foot distance between both of your feet. So you can kind of gauge that with your own foot size. And then just play around a little, move around a little, maybe come forward and back, maybe swivel the toes. Just kind of get creative. And then we will meet in a plank position. So just find plank, belly draws in. We're going to hold here for a few rounds of breath. So get nice and comfy. Spread the fingers even wider. Zip the belly in so you're not arching through the back, but really doming through that upper back area. So there's that contraction. So it's more of a pressing rather than a dipping in that plank position. Pubic bone zips to the navel. And then just lower the left knee down onto the earth. Ground the right heel down. Just lift the right arm up. Find a little balance here in your side plank. And just reach the arm forward. See how that feels. Keep reaching. Keep pressing through the outer blade of your right foot. Really creating this arch through the side body. And then bring the hand to the knee. To the thigh, and then as you lift the leg, your fingertips are going to come to the knee. Just flex the foot, find balance. And then point the toes. Bring the heel to the buttocks, see if you can grab a hold of an ankle. Pull the heel in. Press the pelvis forward so you're getting into the right hip flexor. Maybe turn the chin towards your right shoulder as you gaze gently upwards. And then kick the foot away. So now you're kicking it to the wall that's behind you. Kind of creating a little bit of that dancer's pose. And then from here, we're going to step this right foot to the front of the mat. So you're going to release, and you're just going to step it to the front of the mat. You're in a lunge position. Just slowly begin to rise when you're ready. We're going to do that Kriya again. So we're going to inhale to reach and then make those fists as you bring your fists to your hips. So inhaling, exhaling. Just 10 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach the arms up, just sink into the hips, feel the energy through the arms, maybe even lean back a little. And then as you exhale, release the hands to the earth, straighten that front leg, lift the toes. Just take a few rounds of breath here, flexing the toes more and more, feeling the back of your right thigh. And then bend the front knee, curl the back toes under, lift the back knee, walk the hands forward and just float the left foot off the earth, just balancing. And exhale, step the feet, the left foot hip distance apart. So we're in a ragdoll now. Separate the feet so they're not together. And then just ragdoll and just notice the body swaying a little side to side. And then come to center, release the arms out wide and up, inhaling. And exhale, bring the hands to the center of the chest, then down towards the hips, circle them out wide and up again. Take a little back bend at the top. Use your exhalation to gently fold forward, Uttanasana. Half lift, inhale. Step back, downward facing dog, exhale. You're going to take a flow here, bend knees, ripple forward, come to plank. Then just take your low plank with your knees or your straight legs. Come into cobra. In. Take it straight back to downward facing dog, exhale. Taking a breath in. Breath out. 2 more breaths. Releasing the breath in any way. We'll come forward to plank once again, meeting there, pausing, press the floor away, protracting through that upper back, belly zips in. Try not to gaze to the feet, but rather just to the top of your mat or maybe just a little bit further forward. And then just shift a little forward and back. Notice how that feels. Notice the strength in the hands, the wrists, the belly. And then we're going to drop the right knee down, coming into that side plank. You might need to adjust that right hand. And then lift the left arm up, balancing here. You can point the toe to the heel. That makes it a bit more challenging. Or if you move that right foot behind you, it will just offer you a little bit more support. Just see which one you want to work with. Reach the arm forward. Find that arch through the spine. So really bring that bottom hip and top hip up to the ceiling. So contracting through the right side body, lengthening through the left. And then reaching the hand down towards the hip. Reach the fingers towards the knee and then lift the leg. So the fingers are reaching to the knee. Stay balanced here. And then point the toes. Then real slowly bend the knee. Catch a hold of the foot. Pull the heel to the glute. Press the hips forward a lot. So you're squeezing the buttocks, feeling the left hip flexor psoas area of the body. Take a few rounds of breath there before we reverse it. And then it'll just be a kick away. So it kind of creates more of a back bend, that dancer's pose, arching through the spine in that one. And then we're going to step that left foot to the top of the mat. So as you release, we're just stepping to the top. So we're in a lunge. Find that lunge, find your footing, reach the arms up, inhale. We're going to do that Kriya again as you exhale, fists come in. So 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, maybe a little faster. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the arms up, sink into the hips, reach up. Feel all that energy out through your fingertips. And then exhaling, hands towards the earth, straighten the front leg, lift the toes, flex the toes. See if you can even flex them more. Zip the belly in, heart pulls forward. Maybe creep the fingers forward as you fold and just hold here. Breathing in, breathing out. Noticing the heartbeat. Noticing the heat, the fire. So that Kriya builds Agni, which is fire, heat in the body. And then slide the heel in a little. Bend that front knee, curl the back toes under, walk the hands forward, float the right leg. So just balancing here in a rotation of your right thigh. And as you exhale, this time step the feet towards one another so their big toe mounds are touching, forward fold, Uttanasana. Take a halfway lift, belly zips in. Exhale, fold forward. Just notice the two sits bones come forward again. Inhale, try and squeeze them together. Exhaling, fold. One more breath. Exhale. Bend the knees, drop the hips, come to chair pose, breath in. Hold on your breath out. Press your palms, straighten legs, inhale, lift the arm back. Exhale, folding straight down to the earth. Half lift, inhale. Step back to low plank, exhale. So plank, bent elbows, same breath out. Inhale, cobra, baby up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step the feet slightly together, reach the right heel towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, step that right foot forward and through to the right thumb. Rise to a high lunge, inhale. Hold as you exhale. Just take a few rounds of breath here, soft shoulders, steady eye gaze. Breathing in. Breathing out. Really pressing down through your front heel. Finding the base of the big toe and pinky toe of that front foot. Take one more breath. As you exhale, release the hands down. Step back, low plank. Maybe you can start to build your chaturanga. So starting to build fire, heat in the body. Exhale, down dog. Once you get to down dog, lift the left leg straight away. Inhale. Your exhale to step the left foot forward and through. Take your time to rise on up and just find steadiness and ease here. We're not going anywhere, we're just breathing. Zip the belly in, lengthen the tailbone to the earth. Try not to hyperextend the shoulders up to the ears, but drop them down. Reach through your fingertips, so really bright through those fingers. Breathing in, breathing out. Take one more breath in. Your exhalation is your low plank chaturanga. Avoid dragging your left foot on the earth. Rising to your back bend. Take it back, down dog. Bend the knees, lift the heels, inhale, look forward. Find your way to the top of your mat. Half lift, breath in. Forward fold, breath up. Bend knees, drop hips, come back to Utkatasana. Hold as you exhale. Standing on up, press palms, lift up, lean back. Exhale, taking it through to the earth. Half lift, inhale. Low plank, exhale. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right leg lifts, inhale. Stepping back through to lunge. Rise on up, in breath. Hold on your out breath. From here, reach your fingers forward. Palms are facing in. So reach your arms forward, biceps beside your ears, and just kind of balance on your big toe and then shift back. So you're just kind of building that strength in that front quadricep. Keep reaching through those fingers. And now see if you can lift on up without taking a step in. Finding Virabhadrasana 3. Beautiful. From here, draw the left knee into the chest. And then as you exhale, step it down, come to chair, touch the fingers to the earth. Use your in-breath, come through chair. This time as you exhale, just fall straight to the earth. Half lift, inhale. Chaturanga, low plank, exhale. So lots of movement this morning. Really finding that inner fire. Once you get back to down dog, lift the left leg. Exhale, stepping through. Rising on your in-breath. Find that sense of stability and ease. Turn the palms to face in, biceps beside ears, leaning forward, reaching forward, and just kind of balancing here forward and back. So just noticing how much strength is required to lift you up without having to walk in. And then there'll be a reach forward. I'm pretty close to the wall here. So just reaching through the fingers, pointing the back toes. Beautiful. And then start to slowly rise on up, knee pulls into the chest. Stepping the feet together, touching fingertips to the earth. We're going to hold chair pose. We're going to take a twist to the right, so press palms. Take a twist to the right. Just pause here now, catch a hold of the breath. Sink the hips, rotate heart to thumbs, belly zips in. Try to find that right hip and pull it back a little. Take a variation with the arms if you wish. Gazing up maybe, opening the chest, pressing the belly in, rotating. Nice. Bring your hands together, come to chair. Take an exhalation, folding forward. Take a halfway lift, inhale. And a forward fold. One more time, breath in. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, drop the hips, come back to chair pose. And then we're taking the twist to the left, zip the belly in, rotating the heart to the thumbs, thumbs to heart. Try not to spin the hips too far across, so just have a look at the ankles, knees, hips, anchor them, and then turning the chin towards that back shoulder with the option to take your variations. Crown pulls forward, hips pull back, heart rotates. Inner smile, outer smile, one more breath. Palms will come together, chair pose, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Half lift, breath in. Chaturanga, low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. We'll hold for 3 deep breaths here. Inhale. Exhaling for 1. Or 2. And 3. Stepping the feet together, right leg lifts, inhale. We're going to bring the knee across to the left. We're going to extend the leg out to the left, slide the foot away from you, shift forward. Take a little bend of the elbows, see if chaturanga is there, maybe hold it there. And then press yourself up, ground the back heel down, lift the left arm, opening up into wild thing. Rooting down through your right hand, lifting your hips high, reaching back. And then slowly bringing the hand down, coming back to three-legged dog. As you exhale, right foot steps through. Rise back to high lunge, inhale. Reach forward, lift and fly on your exhalation. Point your toes, hold it here. Biceps to the side, ears, straighten the standing leg. Point your toes, back toes, reach your fingers even longer. And then rise on up, inhale. Bend your standing leg, cross your ankle over the top. See if you can touch the fingers towards the earth. They might not touch. And then reach the arms up, inhale. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. See if you can take a little twist to the right. So maybe see if you can bring your left elbow to the sole of your right left foot. A little tricky to balance there. See how that feels. Keep pressing the elbow into the foot there somewhere. Nice. As you inhale, draw the knee back into the chest. As you exhale, sweeping the arms back, lower the foot down, lower the knee down, reach the arms up, high lunge, low lunge. Take a twist to the right and hold it here. Stay on the knee or lift the back knee, belly zips in. Release the arms, take a bind or stay. So if you want to bind, you can bind. You can even bind and start to take a balance. I actually can't do that one, but there is that balance there if you wish to take it, or just staying in the variation of the twist for 3 more breaths. Inhale, exhale for 1 or 2, and for 3. High lunge is your in-breath, so find your way there. Lean back a little. Exhale, low plank, chaturanga. Add a little chin stand if you're feeling that today. Exhale, down dog. Step the feet together, left leg lifts. As you exhale, knee comes across to the right tricep and then extend the leg, slide the foot away, shift forward, bend elbows, hold there. Find that inner and outer strength, the Agni, the fire. Press yourself up, ground the back heel down, reaching the right arm up. Squeeze the pelvis so your hips come up towards the ceiling. Be really light on your left wrist and hand. And then slowly come on back, three-legged dog. Then we're stepping the foot to the left arm, rising to that high lunge. Then use your exhalation to fly straight away, warrior 3. Use the reach through the fingers, point through your toes. And then as you rise up, knee pulls in. We bend that standing leg to cross the right thigh over, right ankle over thigh. Fingers towards the earth. Imagine you want to touch the floor. And then reach the arms up. Press the palms together, exhale, hands to heart, and then rotate a little towards the left. Maybe the tricep elbow on the right comes to the sole of the left foot. Keep rotating, keep finding a drishti point. And then reaching the arms up, draw the knee back in. Exhale, sweeping the arms back, lowering the foot down, lowering the knee, reaching the arms high, preparing for that twist to the left. And then again, start somewhere, start to maybe evolve, to the next place, and then the next place from there. Keep breathing. Find balance, stability, and ease. 3 more breaths. Hear the breath, your Ujjayi breath. Sound in your throat, your glottis as you constrict. Beautiful. You meet in a high lunge, really controlled. Rise up, maybe a little back. Exhale, low plank. Lifting that back leg rather than dragging. Inhaling to your back bend. Downward facing. Bend the knees, lift the heels, inhale, look forward. We're going to jump to the outsides of the hands for Malasana. And let's just meet there in a nice yogic squat. And close the eyes as you press your thumbs to your heart. And then bring your heart to your thumbs. And then just settle there, feeling the heat, the fire, the purification, practice of building Agni. Breathing in, breathing out. There will be an arm balance here if you wish to give it a go. Bakasana, lift the hips, reach the arms forward. Make an adjustment with the toes. Bring the hands to the floor, lift the heels, bring the knees to the upper arms. And then just start to shift forward. Heels will start to leave the earth, toes will start to maybe leave the earth one at a time, maybe both. Give your gaze forward, spread your fingers wide, press through the heel of the hands. Stay, breathe. If you fall, just come back in. Hold for 3 more breaths. Inhaling, exhaling for 1 or 2. And maybe chaturanga, maybe shifting back. It's meeting child's pose, bringing the hands behind us. Just releasing the hands, the wrists, maybe moving the fingers, perhaps rocking a little side to side, catching hold of the breath. And just slowly find center, be still. Let the elbows bend a little, the shoulders fall towards the earth. Breathing in, breathing out. And then just gently rolling yourself onto your heels, sweeping the arms all the way up. And as you exhale, circle them behind you, bring the fingertips towards the floor. Just squeeze the shoulder blades together, maybe lift the hips off the floor a little. You might be on your fingertips, or if you need support, bring cushions or blocks underneath you. Just noticing the arms. You squeeze more through the shoulder blades, maybe you'll feel through the forearms a little bit here. And then bring the hips to the heels. Going to hold on to the heels, so the fingers are wrapping around the inside, thumbs are on the outside, coming into rabbit pose, so knees are together. Lift the hips, tuck your chin to your chest. You're bringing the crown of the head to the earth. And then see if you can walk the knees a little bit closer. Lift the hips as if you're doing a somersault, but keep holding your heels really tightly. So really rounding through that upper part of the back here in rabbit pose. Keep the belly zipped in. Lifting the hips higher and higher as you roll onto the crown of the head. And then just gently allow yourself to come back down to your heels. Lift the head off the earth so you can bring the forehead back down. And just rocking a little again on the third eye, stimulating Ajna. And very slowly rolling yourself up again, sweeping the arms forward and up. And as you exhale, bring the hands towards the lower back. We're going to stand on the knees this time. Press the hips forward. Then choose your variation of camel pose, toes tucked or untucked. Squeeze the elbows. Press the pelvis forward, lengthen the heart to the ceiling. Maybe reaching the hands back. One hand, both hands. And then holding here for 5 breaths. Come out when you've completed 5 breaths. Come to sit on your heels. We're just going to come into buzzing bee from here. So just plug your thumbs into your ears and you're just going to hum. So we'll do 5. So just press your thumbs into your ears. Kind of like an om. Releasing the hands down when you've completed 5. Just be in that inner stillness for a moment here. And then just blink the eyes open, slide off your feet, bring your legs nice and wide. And just move through the hips a little. We are going to get into the inner thigh and the groin, and we'll play around with another arm balance in a moment. But that one requires nice open hips, so just kind of move a little side to side, around. And then just pick one side, left or right. And you're just going to gently fold over that side. Taking a few rounds of breath. Rotating the ribs towards that inner thigh. And then walk the hands to center. Just hold in the center position. Maybe flexing the feet, externally rotating the thighs to get deeper into the groin. And then hands will walk to the opposite side. And a few rounds of breath there. And then walk the hands back to center, walk the hands in, bring the hands underneath the knee, slide the feet in. And then just, we'll start with the right leg. So just lift the right leg. Just see if you can bring the shoulder underneath the knee and then release. And then see if you can do that with the other side. It might be a little tricky to kind of do both, but try and kind of find that position. Then press the hands into the earth. See if you can kind of shift forward and back a little. Some of you might be able to create that shelf on the triceps. You might be able to rock a little forward. You might even notice yourself kind of sliding the hips forward, or they might even lift off the earth. Notice how that feels. You might even be able to lift and to find balance and maybe start to straighten the legs, Tadasana. Have a little play around with that. You might even rock forward and back a few times. You might just hold the feet and just get into the hips. Just that balance wants to work from there. There is another entry point into this one, which we're going to explore as well. Just come back down when you're ready. Take a few rocks. And then see if you can rock yourself through to Chaturanga and take a flow. So you'll cross, if you can find that energy to jump. And then bend the knees, lift the heels, jump the feet to the outsides of your hands again. Come back to Malasana. So there is another entry point, and that's through Bhujibidasana. So it is similar to coming into Bakasana, but just as we did on the floor, you're bringing the arms through and underneath. I know I've done this one with you guys before. Here though, we want the hands to come to the floor, fingers face the heels. Heel of the hands come down. We create this little shelf. And then you can start to now cross your ankles, your feet to the toes, hooking, pressing the hands. Squeeze the inner thighs together, push the floor away. See if you can lift and find balance here. This is Bhujibidasana arm pressure pose. So inner thighs hug the upper arms, which is where the arm pressure pose name comes from. From there you can release and come to Titibasana. Or you might fall to the floor and try again. And then you're going to try the other cross of the leg as well. So pretty strong on the wrists today. Our fire practice, heat, arm balances. So it's the opposite ankle that, that crosses. You'll need to tackle it from here. Hands come to the floor. Cross the opposite ankle. Even if you just stay here, feet might not want to leave the earth, but try to look forward. That might start to give you a little bit more height. You can always place a block underneath the hips as well. I'm going to try Bhujibidasana to Titibasana. We're going to end up on the floor, so have a play. there's any other arm balances you want to explore. Or if you're not sure, just yell out as well.
I can't do any of these.
Workshop you through it. How are we going with it? All good?
I can't do it yet.
It's a challenging one.
Yeah.
Taking me years. Come to the floor when you're done. And we're just going to hold onto the feet or the big toes or the ankles and just find balance here. So lifting the chest, holding, flexing the feet, try to pull the outer blades of the feet down towards the hips, hip creases. And then maybe point the toes. See if you can bring your forehead and your shins closer together. Bring the elbows in now. And then see if you can rock a little. See if you can come up. And then we're going to rock ourselves into a seated forward fold, maybe. And then coming forward. All right, so just enjoying this Paschimottanasana forward fold. Breathing in and out. We'll let the breath settle, the heart settle, the wrists release. And then just slowly roll yourself up. We'll come to pigeon pose, so just bend the left knee behind and that right shin, knee, so the shin's parallel to the front. And you can even sustain this one, deer pose, or extend the back leg back and just find pigeon. We're going to take a little twist if you wish to. So the left arm will thread underneath the right. So that's with the right leg forward, so you get a little rotation here. Just either staying, or the option here is to also bend the knee and catch a hold of the foot. That's always a nice variation if that one works. Just be aware of any knee pain or injuries or pinching. Just breathing in and out. And then just take 5 more breaths. And we're just coming up slowly into an upright position for a few breaths. Point the toes, lift the sternum, maybe even tilt the chin to the ceiling. Maybe walk the hands back a little. And then bringing the chin back to neutral. We're going to sit on the right hip, swing the left leg around, coming to a twist. So you can keep the right knee bent or straighten it. Left hand behind, right arm reaches. Rotating as you turn the chin to the back shoulder. Hook the elbow to the outside of the thigh. And use that tricep to spin you around a little so you can press the left big toe mound into the earth. Bring your hand down to the heel, or you can make a mudra with the right hand. Or you might stay, or you might work your bind here. Your variation of your twist. Find a place where you are in a place of sthira and sukham, this place between steadiness and ease, place between effort and ease. So you're in a balanced sattvic state. Breathing in and breathing out. Just notice the belly. Maybe it's a little bit more challenging to breathe here as it presses into the thigh. You want to draw the belly in as you exhale the breath. Maybe a squeeze through Mula Bandha. Take 3 more breaths. Your time to release and unfold. Make sure the legs are crossed in this position. We're just going to see if we can take it to the other side. So you're just going to press up. You're going to turn to the right, spin around to the back, and to the left, swivel onto the feet, and then you should have the right leg crossed over the left. If not, cross the right leg over the left. And we're taking the twist to the right. So right hand behind, left arm reaches. And then bringing the elbow to the thigh. You're using that tricep to kind of press to get a little traction to twist. So that means your right big toe presses into the earth. Create length through the crown. Maybe a mudra with the fingers. Maybe the hand releases down to a heel first. And then notice if the bind is there and available. Half bind, back hand wraps, full bind. You'll find your left hand coming through. That might require nice long arms. And then just settling here. Just seeing if you can ground both sits bones. Sometimes we lift that right one a fraction. Press it down. Turning the chin, belly draws in. You're squeezing Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Bandha is a lock, a seal of energy. Keeping the energy that we create in the body, particularly in this practice where we're building heat, fire, energy. Spinning more and more. Lengthening through the crown and spine, Shushumna Nadi more and more. And then as you release, take your time to release hands if they're bound, turning back to center. Then we're setting up for pigeon on the other side, so it should just be a swing back of that top leg. Left leg should be forward. So again, this is a really nice one as well, which is just deer pose. Otherwise, extending back that bottom back leg. And then the option is the twist. So come forward, right arm threads underneath left. And just settling there, you can always bring a block or a cushion underneath the ear as you turn the chin to the left shoulder. It's always nice to bend that back knee. You can reach around the foot. So that will be left hand, right foot. And these are all options, variations. Settling here, breathing in and out. Slowing down the breath. Just count the breath in for 4 rounds of counting in for 4 rounds and out for 4 rounds. And just take 5 more of those. After your 5 breaths, you're going to find that upright position. We're just going to hold it there in a variation of king pigeon. So back toes point, heart opens, walking the fingers back. So there is a quality of a back bend here. Chin lifts, gaze moves to the tip of the nose, up to the ceiling. There's still a lengthening through the spine. Right hip pulls forward, left hip slightly up. And then to come out, sitting on the left hip, come just briefly to Navasana. Just come into our boat pose. Finding balance here on those, between the sits bones and that coccyx bone. Maybe straighten legs. Beautiful. And then just bring the palms together, bend the knees, and just kind of roll yourself onto your back. Bringing the hands to the heart. And then reaching the arms back behind you, extending the legs. And then reaching the fingers to the toes, lift the head and shoulders off the earth, toes reach up to the ceiling. So you're going to just kind of reach back. Imagine you're holding a block between the hands. Inhale, lift, reach the fingers. As you exhale, lowering the heels, reaching the arms back. And just find 10 more of those. Inhale to lift. Exhale. I like to point my toes at the top and then flex them as I come to the bottom. You might want to do that as well. You might want to externally rotate the thighs as you come down, so kind of that kind of more of that Pilates stance with the heels touch and the toes turn out. Just finding 10. If it's too strong to lift the upper body, just keep the head and shoulders down if you wish. So you're completing 10. When you do, just stretch it out nice and long. Not completely lost count, but stretching out when you've completed. Point toes, reach fingers. And then bend the knees, set the feet to the floor. Peel the hips up, reach the arms up and then down to your heels. Walk your shoulders down your back. Press the hips up, open the abdominal wall that we just worked. Coming into that back bend, bridge pose, interlocking the hands. That's your option. Otherwise, keep reaching fingers to heels, squeeze the inner thighs. Stay here if you feel, just to even work the arms, you don't have to lift into a full wheel. You can release the arms and bring the fingers towards your shoulders. And that might be where you stay. And there might be a point one day where you press through the hands and the feet and there's this lift into wheel. Hold your back bend for 5 more breaths. Breathing in, breathing out. Coming out when you've completed 5 rounds of breath, or you need to come out before, that's fine. Just going to meet with the soles of the feet together in a reclined butterfly with one hand to the heart, the other to the belly. Closed eyes, just making an adjustment so the spine's neutral and just settle and observe. Lower back releases. Energy flows through the body. And then we'll come into an inversion, so you can bring the hands to the inner thighs, lift them up, draw knees into chest, give them a little squeeze. You can come to happy baby or shoulder stand, or if you're feeling really energized, because that practice might have built a little bit of fire, you might want to come up and try a different arm balance. Different inversion, which might be coming into your headstand or your tripod headstand, or if you've got a wall, you might want to bring the legs up the wall. So shoulder stand, happy baby, any inversion that you know you're able to hold. Anywhere where the legs are lifted. It can be an exploration of legs. One lifting, one lowering, depending on where you are. Just breathing in and out. 5 more breaths. So if you did come up into your headstand, Shushasana, just child's pose. Otherwise, just lowering the feet down, maybe dropping the knees side to side if you were in a happy baby. You might wish to explore a fish pose if you were in a shoulder stand. You ended up in child's pose, come back onto your back and just taking any final movements. Rocks, twists, movements through the feet. Just exploring and then coming to stillness. We're going to come back to that buzzing bee to get us into Shavasana. So you're just plugging the thumbs into the ears and you're just humming, so it's more of a kind of like the length of an om. And just do as many as you feel. I won't doesn't matter, you won't be able to hear me. We're just sitting in meditation in stillness, or laying rather. Yeah, and then just maybe if you need a number, just go to about 10 or maybe 15, and then just let your whole body settle after that. So whenever you're ready, plug thumbs into ears. Just take 5 more breaths. And just take your time to slowly come out, to wriggle, to move, to stretch, to yawn. Meet back in a seated position. with their eyes closed. Just observing the inner fire, the Agni, the energy, the prana, the life force inside of this beautiful physical body. In the hands to the center of the chest. Noticing what you feel, reconnecting to your intention, your heartbeat, your truth. A beautiful journey into your Friday. Namaste. Thank you. I pulled a card, and it's I don't know if you can see it. It says, "Look inside yourself." I think it's blurry. So look inside yourself. You've been finding satisfaction through outside sources such as material possessions or relationships. You're also looking for help from other people. You're being asked to look within for the answers that you need. So it's just about tuning in and looking inside of yourself for what you need. So the external stuff is not what brings us satisfaction. So I thought that was a perfect little card there that came out from just the fairy deck that I had sitting there. So thank you. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.